Good morning everybody, this is today's video, part 2. Part 1 was totally ruined by Wellington not shutting up for a second. So luckily, he's still trying to do it from the kitchen. Anyway, I shall try to ignore him. This again will be a totally different video to what it was 5 minutes ago, which is why it annoys me when I have to start again. But my main theme today is how the media manipulate and report any protests done by people like you and I. They lie about facts, they twist the facts into half-truths, and they lie by omission. That's probably the biggest lie that the mainstream media do. And when I say that, I mean the whole lot. They're all run by the government and the globalists. So you're only hearing from them what they want you to hear. And it is getting to the point where we've got to start trying to do something to counteract the rubbish that they're putting out. They're making out us to be extreme right fascists, when all we are ordinary people that want to stop Sharia law and the hatred that it brings towards British people. And that follows on with the murders, the rapes, the paedophilia, which are all sanctioned under Sharia law and in the Quran and the Hadith and whatever you want to talk about when it comes to Islam. We don't want to kick every Muslim out of the country. Every Muslim that wants to practice Sharia law, yeah, we'd like them gone, please. Because we're not going to live like that, where stonings, beheadings, statutory rape, marriages to children. We will not live like that. Does that make us right-wing fascists? No, it doesn't. Because we get on with everybody else. At the march or protest in Manchester on Sunday, there were speakers there from all different ethnicities. So how the hell was that march in any shape or form racist? It had black people on it. You had gay people have their own march against Sharia, and everybody was treated fantastically. The press, the media, said it was an EDL march. It was not an EDL march. It had nothing whatsoever to do with the EDL. If you saw an EDL flag there, that is because a couple of them probably decided that they wanted to go on this march. But EDL have got different core values than we have. It is the ordinary people we're trying to get through, and I don't know how we're going to do that all the time that the mainstream media is the one that everybody's watching. The ordinary person. Forget the loony left, they're a lost cause. They won't listen. They won't listen to a bloody word you say, so you cannot try and speak to someone who will not listen about any subject. Doesn't matter what it is. If you saw that interview with that stupid Kath Travis, as everybody found out, she thought she wouldn't get found, she got found. And the way she called that half-caste guy a racist Nazi. And she said, yeah, well, this is the EDL marching. No, it's not. Yes, it is, you're racist. So she was wrong about that. And she continued to be wrong about everything, and every time he got called a racist. And the police moved the guy along. So yes, we are fighting the government. We are fighting higher than the government. We're fighting globalism and the new world order. But we can't do all that. It's hard enough to try and get rid of Sharia law and the hatred that goes with it. It's got to be in tiny steps. But it's happening now, and we're starting to get a bit of momentum going with it now. But the word I've never liked hearing when they're out fighting in Iraq, and I'm not going to say whether those wars were justified or not, because now I know what I know. I'd probably disagree with what I thought at the time. But they talk about winning hearts and minds. I never quite understood that. You're at war with someone. But I understand it now. When you've got people in the middle of a conflict, or two arguing parties, it doesn't have to be a conflict, and both of them want you to be on their side, how do you go about it? Do you cause violence, like Antifa and the loony left are doing? Or do you protest peacefully and talk eloquently about the issues that we are trying to resolve, like we patriots are doing? We call ourselves patriots because we're patriotic. I've got flags there, not because I'm National Front or EDL, but because I'm proud of my country. And it seems to have been a swear word now for us to have pride in our country, in our flags. It's quite annoying actually, because I like to have them there when I do the videos. But I'd also like to have them hanging out the windows, but I can't be bothered to keep bringing them in, taking them out, bringing them in, taking them out. I'll get some more. And I bet you there's complaints, but I say bring it on. I'll have my live feed out and they can come and have a word with me as much as they want. But that helps us get our point across. But if we become violent, if I started having a go at the coppers that turned up, then straight away that will turn people off. This is probably the bit I didn't quite get, because I can be quite impulsive. And I thought we just had to fight the bastards out of the country. We had to go and smash doors down and sort people out ourselves. It may come to that when it comes to the radicals, the extremists, if the government aren't prepared to do it. But that isn't going to work with just the ordinary people. I saw a video this morning. I like that. I judged the guy straight away. They say never judge a book by its cover. Long hair, beard. Thought, oh, loony left. I couldn't believe what the title was. I thought it was some kind of ironic title. And it was about the march in Manchester. And this guy, he is saying what I'm trying to say now. I'm saying some different things and in different ways. But he was a pacifist. All power to his elbow. But his views were probably exactly the same as mine. And I was all for, come on, let's go get them, let's sort them out, they can't do this. He's a pacifist, and he's got exactly the same views as me, apart from how to do it. I think we need to start talking to our friends, family, work colleagues, people down the pub, leafleting, if that's what it takes, to try and get them to start watching some alternative media, which is only called alternative media because it's an alternative to the mainstream. It doesn't mean it's like, we're Adrian Edmondson and all that shit and hitting people over the head with hammers. It's just, well, let's put it another way, it's the truth. You actually have people out there at a time when something's going on and you can see it for yourself. What do you have on mainstream media? They've had it, especially in America, and they do it here. Well, the BBC did it with 9/11, didn't they? When they had that reporter with the Building 6 in the background. Yes, and Building 6 went down here 20 minutes ago, and it's there standing just behind them. And they pretend they're in war zones or they're in front of a green or blue screen, whichever one they might be using at the time. They are liars. They are manipulators. And they've been doing it for years and they are extremely good at it. This is the biggest problem we have. They are very, very good at it. The other problem we have is our security services are also very good at what they do. So if you get somebody, just an ordinary guy like me, or Tommy Robinson, he's just an ordinary guy. He's now a hero in most people's eyes on the patriotic side, but he's just an ordinary guy. And they will try and ruin your life. They tried to ruin his, they tried to have him killed by putting him in prison when he shouldn't have gone to prison, and then throwing him in with all the Muslims. If he hadn't have had the wherewithal to, when he heard that a Muslim was going to attack him from another inmate, he went and got this bloke and gave him a good hiding, and that got him put down to the block. And that saved his life. There probably wouldn't have been a Tommy Robinson. Well, there isn't a Tommy Robinson, not in that sense, because that's not his real name, but it's got nothing to do with it. But we're all ordinary people, and we're appealing to you, ordinary people, to take a look at the plethora of videos out there. Watch the loony left ones, and then watch the ones that we produce, especially of marches and what have you, and you see the difference. You see the difference. Even in theirs, they don't hide the fact that they're throwing things and throwing smoke bombs and goodness knows what. And I actually saw one bloke react today. It's the first time I saw it. He jumped over the fence where the loonies were standing, and they run like hell. Just one bloke, one guy. He'd had enough, the abuse, the bricks being hurled, and I don't blame him. I'd have probably, well no, I couldn't have leaped over the fence like that. I'd have probably fallen over and broken something else off me pathetic body. But it just goes to show they're all this, and there's no intelligence with it. I saw another video yesterday of this girl being interviewed by Make Britain Great Again, and he just led her into making herself show her ignorance, her sheer lack of education, lack of informed knowledge of what was going on. She didn't know who Tommy Robinson was. She didn't know who the EDL was, even though it wasn't the EDL that were running the march. She didn't know why she was there. She didn't know what sign she was holding. And if this is the sort of person that is doing a counter-protest, doesn't it make you start thinking, well, why are they doing it? There's two reasons they're doing it. One, they're being fed crap. Sorry, Wellington's just about to come back down on it. One, they're being fed crap by the mainstream media, believing it, and then just going out for no other reason than they got nothing better to do, and thinking totally wrongly that they are shouting at a load of fascists. If it was a load of fascists, I'll tell you now, the fascists would have gone and kicked the shit out of Antifa. But these are ordinary blokes that have got respect for other people. Fascists would have murdered you. But just remember, if you push ordinary people too far, like that one guy, you pushed him too far, and the 200-300 of you all ran. But that isn't the answer for getting most of Britain on our side. They need to know we're not fascists, we're ordinary people, and what we are against, any normal human being should beat against, let alone a Briton. Because if you are saying that Islam is okay, the Quran is okay, Sharia law is okay, then you are saying that paedophilia, rape, murder, stonings, domestic abuse, bestiality, all that is okay. And don't say, no you're not. Of course you are. Because if you ignore something, then you're as culpable for it going on as the people who are committing it. If you walk past somebody being beaten up in the street and that person dies and you didn't help, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel responsible, aren't you? Because you could have done something. Even if it was divert them. Oi, over here, oi. Call the police, whatever. You would do something about it, because what was happening was wrong. And what is going on with Islam, the Quran and Sharia law is wrong. It is wrong in any sense. It is not compatible with Western civilization. But the government don't care, because they are trying to end Western civilization and take it back 100, 150 years to a time when the population are much more dumbed down, much more subdued, into an ideology where it is controlled by the few and the rest of the people don't dare do or say anything. We're starting to say and do a lot of things now, big time. And this is what is getting to them. It's down to you guys now. We can only do so much. But I can promise you from here that I'm no fascist, I'm no racist, and I just want the best for Britain and its families for the future. That's all. Just have a look at alternative media. Hopefully this will get out on Facebook. You never know with them lot, because they're all in it as well. But if you do, you'll get taken onto YouTube. If you haven't got an account and it says you can't do it unless you're on YouTube, which sometimes it does, please sign up. It costs you nothing. It don't cost you a thinking brass farthing. Just sign up to YouTube. You'll be amazed at how it opens the world. I haven't watched mainstream television apart from have it on in the background if something happens, like the fire in London today, for 6 months, maybe even longer. I can't remember the last television show I watched, and I was a TV addict. I watched television all day. So it will open up the world to you. Literally the world. You'll see what's going on around the world. And you'll be shocked, horrified, and some people will want to bury their heads back in the sand, which I understand, because that horror was my first reaction when I became awoken to what the hell was really going on. Then I wanted to just run away from it all. But then you say, no, I've got to do something. I'm going to do something positive. And if the most positive thing you do is next time there's a protest or somebody wants you to put a signature, just a signature to something to say this is wrong, we cannot have this, please do it. But those of you who want to get more involved, please do. We are not out for violence. We're not out trying to beat people up. We're trying to get the government to change in a political way without actually being a political party, which is very, very difficult. We don't want it to come to violence. We really, really don't. Because that's ordinary people getting hurt. If it was the fascists, who cares? They're fascists. Well, I don't really know what fascism is. Is it just an undying belief that your country and your people are the only people and that's it? I don't know. But there's a big difference between fascism and pride in your country and wanting a nice country to live in. And that's all I'm trying to get across to you now. Thank you for listening. Please like the video if you've liked it. Don't dislike it if you haven't. Well, I suppose if you have to, you have to. Please subscribe, because I put normally at least one video out a day if I can. Some of them are interesting, some of them are Wellington free. Oh shit. He's gone quiet now because I'm finishing it up. But please subscribe, because it does help. It doesn't help monetarily, because these are political videos. That's how they're described, or activist videos. And so you can't monetize them. So anybody who says, "Dad, they're just trying to get money by getting you to go on YouTube," you can't monetize this type of video. There you go. Telling lies again, aren't they? I will just finish with that. You're being lied to everywhere. All around you, you're being lied to. And that's what shocks you, because you realise, how have I been so naive? How I've been so damn bloody stupid. All these years, I've believed this and I've believed that, and it just wasn't true. It's frightening. Absolutely frightening. But I'm sure you can face it. I'm sure you're strong enough. And the one thing that you could do is educate your kids. My personal opinion, knowing what I know at the moment, I'll take my kids straight out of mainstream school, because that's where they are brainwashed. They're brainwashed with lies, falsities, and very few facts are given to them, and there's nothing they learn which is actually going to help them in life once they hit there. Why do you think you've got so many Antifa? Because they're angry, they're pissed off, and they want something to be angry at. But they're not Antifa anymore, as far as I'm concerned. My new name for them, new acronym, is tampons. I won't go into exactly what that means, because I can't actually remember. So, I did yesterday on another video. But it is an acronym. But tampons, just about right. Use it once and throw it away, it's got no other use. And from now onwards, Antifa don't exist to me. They're just tampons. Again, thank you for listening. Educate your kids, or at least get them to question everything. That's probably the biggest thing they can do. Question everything. Don't accept something for a fact, except for you, of course, because what you say in your house until they're 18 goes. Okay? Don't want to cause ructions in the house. Outside of the house, get them to question everything, because the chances are it's a lie. Right, see you guys later, guys and guylets. Guys and guylets. That's a new word. I might try and get that in the dictionary. See you later.